Hello, good morning, everyone. Good morning. I guess in the US it's afternoon, but how is everyone doing today? I'm doing good, but I have some not so great news as well. So there's that. So as I said in the last live update, I won't say hello right away and ask you guys how are you doing? Because I just want to be really conscientious of everyone's time that comes into these videos and watches them after they're live because I can't edit these things. So at the end, I will ask you guys about how you're doing and just love to if you post your name and tell me who you are because it really does feel like sometimes a one-way conversation that I'm talking to myself. So tell me who you are and where you're coming from, then I'll acknowledge that at the end, okay? So I'm kind of in a weird place right now because I had an IBS attack this weekend. Many of you guys will know that I have irritable bowel syndrome, and I ate some Mexican food, which was delicious. But unfortunately, my stomach did not like it, and I have been suffering all weekend. So kind of in a weird headspace at the moment, trying to be here and tell you guys hello, and also feeling a little bit weird in my stomach. So, it's fellow IBSers out there, y'all understand. Every once in a while, you eat something just because you want to, and you know it's gonna hurt. So, I just love food so much. So I have some big news, and then I have my regular, just kind of giving you guys an update about how this month went because it's one of the things that I've committed to doing, and then I have some just really cool things that are happening that I'm like super excited about. So yeah, I'm really, really, really stoked to share with you guys some of these things today. So the first big news that's going on is I'm going to stop this channel for the next foreseeable few weeks, probably 3 or 4 weeks. I will probably do a live update, not this coming up weekend, but the weekend after, and then I'll restart videos in 3 to 4 weeks. I know. I'm so sad about this, but I just do not have the energy to produce videos and do a lot of the things that I want to do right now. And I need to make sure that I have stuff set up before I run out of savings, because you guys will know that I am living off of my savings right now. And I really, really want things to be successful, but I need to start setting things up in order to make sure that my income doesn't run out. And it just taking videos or making my videos, it takes me about 30 hours to edit a video. And then I have to also, do the adventure itself and film it and everything. And it's a lot of time, and I want to make sure I can still put effort into it. But I also have these other things that will be the money-making things. And unfortunately, I have to make money. So there you go. And thank you guys so much for your understanding. Really, really appreciate that. But I will still be here. And I think these live updates might be a really good way to keep engaging and let you guys know what's going on because I'm still here. Also, side note, I know you don't really care, but look at my nails. I just love doing my nails. So there you go. Anyway, moving on. So one of the things that I have been doing lately is reading a ton of entrepreneur books. And I wanted to share this with you guys because so you guys will know that I did this attachment theory course, and it really just changed my life. It helped me process a lot of stuff that happened to me in my childhood. If you watched all my videos, you will know that I had a pretty shitty childhood, and I just never dealt with any of that trauma. And one of the things that I have been picking up in all of these entrepreneur books is kind of the same stuff that has been going on in the attachment theory course. And I thought that was just fascinating. And I wanted to share that with you guys because if you guys want to start your own business, or you want to go on an adventure, or you want to do what I'm doing here, then you also need to do the same internal work that I did. And that has been one of the most shocking things. It doesn't matter which book I'm reading, whether it's something by Steve Jobs or Michael Gerber or whoever it is, these big name books, there's always one chapter that they throw in there around how you feel about yourself and like whether or not you like yourself, whether or not you believe in yourself. And it's been a bit mind blowing to see like big name people out there, like people that I, like they were entrepreneurs that, did like really massive things. And it really just came down to like really thinking that they could do it. So just wanted to share that with you guys because I want you guys to be successful too. And that's kind of like my mission like lately is just like get everyone out adventuring with me. I don't want to be the only one doing it, So yeah. Lately, life has been really, really, really good. I feel like probably for the first time in over a decade, actually, I have been waking up every morning just feeling like super happy, super just positive about life, really excited about where things are going. And life feels easy lately. I don't know how to describe it. It just feels easy. And I feel like for a really long time there, like it felt like every day was like kind of a struggle to like try to stay positive and stuff like that. And lately it just like felt like there's like this sense of ease to just going about my day and doing everything. I am struggling a little bit with self-discipline, which really sucks because working hard is really important to me, but I'm just really struggling with that. And I would welcome any kind of practices that you guys have to encourage me to work harder. A lot of it was for me like focusing on the goals that I have, but like I just get so distracted and I have so much energy. So I'm trying to work out and keep moving my body, but like sitting at a computer is quite a tedious activity for me. So if you have any tips how to make that a little easier, please share because we could probably all benefit from that. It really sucks when your values don't line up with what you're doing every day. So I'd really like to get back on the track and get a little more disciplined. So yeah, there you go. All right, my YouTube growth. So you guys will remember if you watched my last live that I hid all of the season 1 and season 2, not season 2, season 1 videos and some of the season 2 videos. So in total, I hid 41 videos and there are 36 videos left that you can see. So that means that 53% of my videos were hidden. And I was expecting a giant decrease in views and watch time and all of that. And there has been, I'll be honest. There has been a 45% decrease in views, a 49% decrease in watch time, and a 19% increase in subscribers. So that is really interesting to me because that means 53% of my videos were hidden, but I have a 49% decrease in watch time. And I went and looked at that stat and found that my average the number of videos that people were watching on my channel was 1.7 videos. So they would come to my channel and would watch part of one more. And when I hit all of the videos, it went from 1.7 videos to 2.3 videos. And I was like, what? That's freaking awesome. So then I went and did a little more analysis and found that my channel, how people are finding me is changing. The search terms that are with my channel are changing. And this is exactly what I thought was going to happen. I thought that there was going to be a shift because I thought the old videos were basically having so much power over how my channel was going. And I was worried that I wasn't attracting the new audience that I wanted because the old videos had too much power. Not that I will unhide the brain tumor videos at some point because I think that they're an important resource for people to kind of understand what that process was like. And I want that to be something for people, but they were just like bringing in people that were here for the brain tumor and they didn't really care about like, the stuff that I'm doing now. And it was hurting my channel overall. So super stoked to see that it hasn't been that big of a hit to my channel. Probably the most interesting stat here, though, is the decrease in revenue. So it went 40% down. But again, I hit 53% of my videos, and I'm still retaining a 13% difference in revenue. So it went down from $64 a month to $38 a month, which, these aren't huge numbers, to be fair. But it's really exciting. It's really exciting because I thought it was going to be worse than that. I thought because the old videos were bringing in hundreds of views, and I didn't. And the new videos are increasing in views because of this, and it's just like, it's just kind of hopeful. If I'm completely honest, it's really really hopeful to see that maybe I can get this to work, and it's really exciting to be trying new things. And just if you're here because you're doing something similar, I guess probably my biggest takeaway from this would be to just try new things. Just keep trying. If you're not successful, just keep trying. It's going to go somewhere. And I think the fact that I was willing to stop and take a big risk is going to be one of the big things that will help me make this successful rather than just staying on the same track, which obviously wasn't working. So yeah, super exciting stuff. Okay. I got 2 more things on my list here, and then I'll ask you guys some questions and you can ask me some questions too. So you guys will know that I launched a newsletter. I just sent out my second newsletter on Tuesday this week, or Tuesday US time, Wednesday New Zealand time. And I am so stoked by the response. I have been posting it to various adventure creator groups on Facebook, and that's it. I haven't really been promoting it otherwise. And I'm also setting up a referral system now. So people will get certain like templates for how to use things if they refer my newsletter to other people. But I'm getting heaps of subscribers every single time, and I'm growing the community that I'm in. I posted my numbers. I was like, well, are these good numbers? Like, am I doing okay? And everyone was like, no, you're doing fantastic. Like, you just launched it. You've only got 2 out and you've already getting like tons of subscribers. So I'm really excited about the newsletter, and I'm sharing the same experience that I'm sharing with you right now, but just a little more detail. And I'm also going through like showing how I did certain things, how I hid things, how I'm looking at some of the stats, how people can do this stuff themselves, and sharing the whole journey. And it's aimed at other creators. I would be curious at some point after I get through my YouTube journey to talk about my entrepreneur journey. And then eventually I'll start doing an Instagram journey, and I'll do a Facebook journey, and I'll start like going through and trying to improve all of those things and talking about that creator journey overall in the adventure space specifically. So yeah, if you want to sign up for the newsletter, I will link it in the description once I'm done with this, and I'll probably post it in the comments here shortly, so you guys can sign up. But it's a good newsletter, and the goal is to keep it to easy to read in 5 minutes or less. So something that's super consumable, because I'm busy, so I'm guessing you are too, and I want to be respectful of your time. So yeah. Okay, along with the newsletter, give me a second. Actually, I need to drink and breathe. Sometimes I forget about that. I have so much energy today, especially. So I'm going to go out and hike right after this because I need to like burn some of this energy. Okay. So then along with the, thanks, Roger, along with the newsletter, I also launched, I'm launching a podcast. It's going to be a video podcast, and I'm hoping to make it available on Spotify and also on YouTube. And all I'm doing is interviewing other adventure creators. So far, I'm only interviewing those in the sailing space, but I'm going to branch out shortly and interview those just in the adventure space overall. And it's people who are doing YouTube, not just vlogging though. And that's the most interesting part about it. So I have completed interviews with the Cruising Kiwis, who have 17,000 subscribers, Wind Hippie, who has 78,000 subscribers, and the Wayward Life, who has almost 6,000 subscribers. And I have interviews scheduled with Sailing Aboset, who have 18,000 subscribers, and Sailing Britacan, who have 32,000 subscribers. And I wanted to share with you guys some of the lessons that I have learned from these interviews, because it's super interesting. And I didn't even think of this benefit, and I'm just so excited about it. Like, I am learning so much just from talking from them. One of the people that I'm most excited to talk to is Sailing Britacan, because they have really found a way to monetize the hell out of their channel compared to other channels. Like, they're brilliant. They're freaking brilliant. And they don't have that many subscribers. They don't get that many views, but they're like, one of the few channels that are actually like fully sustainable and making money like it's a business. I'm like, okay, guys, I can learn something from you. This is going to be freaking awesome. But there's 2 interviews that stand out to me the most. The first one is one with a Wind Hippie. So you guys will know Holly from Wind Hippie. She's been single-handing around the world on a 27-foot monohull. I forget the name of the actual brand of boat she has, but she's absolutely incredible. And it was actually kind of funny because it's so frustrating. She does 2 to 3 hours of editing per episode. And I was like, damn girl, how did you do that? And what we kind of, explored together in this really, really intense conversation, which she's so stoked because it shows a whole nother side of Holly that if you are a fan of her work, you'll get to see this whole other side to her. And she was so generous with the information that she gave to me. But basically the conclusion that came out of this is she was really, really good at listening to her audience. And that is one of the ways that I think I failed when I first started doing all of this. I was like, I want to do this. I want to do this, And she really dug into her audience. She asked questions and, made videos specifically what they wanted to do, which again, I have plans to do that, but I think I just didn't realize how important that was. And well, that's a whole nother thing I'll talk about some other time, but, really learned a lesson from her to respond, be present, and engage with your audience and listen to their advice, because you guys are the ones that are showing up for us. So we kind of feel like we owe you guys something. Not owe you guys something, but it's got to be a two-way relationship. I don't know if that makes sense. And she is the king of that, or the queen of that. She does really well, and I was super impressed with the conversation and some of the stuff and insights that she had to share. The second one was Wayward Life. So Wayward Life, Taryn from Wayward Life is a professional photographer. And while their channel is quite small in comparison, she has just such amazing visual storytelling. So they have a steel sailboat that they are fixing up at the moment, which might also be part of the reason why they're not growing super fast, because they're not out exploring. And she just has this brilliant imagery. And we started talking about like, well, how do you make choices around which type of shots you're taking when you're out there and you're filming all of the stuff that you're doing with this boat, or you're going on hikes, or you're doing whatever. And it all came, again, same thing, came down to who do you want to attract? And Holly said the same thing. She's like, I want an audience that wants me to go out on an adventure and actually be experiencing things. And so if I'm spending tons of time like editing, then I'm not going to attract that audience. That's not going to people who are going to stick with me. And Wayward Life, she was kind of different. Like she really, really loves photography and videography and the art form behind it. So she wanted to get up close and personal and show these images that were like super intense beauty, that were really, really, really thought out. And as a result, her audience are really into that. Like they're photographers, they're videographers, the people who really appreciate that high quality imagery that she's able to provide. And what it came down to is there's not really a right or wrong. It really comes down to thinking through who is your audience, or what type of audience do you want to attract? And that is something that I hadn't really thought about up until probably the last 3 months. Like I was making videos about like topics that I wanted, but I wasn't going in and thinking about like, well, how does the style of how I'm presenting this information attract a certain type of audience? And what are they going to think? Like who, yeah, just like all of those various elements. So that's one of the reasons why I'm taking this 4 weeks and like actually taking some time, because I need that like mental space to think through some of these things and really like dig down into like, what do I like, who do I want to be interacting with? Who do I want my content to attract? And I absolutely love you guys. You guys have been absolutely brilliant. But I do find that like there are every once in a while, I mean, you guys would, if you watch my comments closely, you'll see that sometimes there's like a huge disconnect between some people. But generally speaking, I'm super connected. But I just need to like think a little more about that and put just a little bit more thought into all of that. So yeah, that's kind of the last big thing, is just talking about the podcast. So I'm looking to launch that. So that's another thing. Another reason I'm taking time off is because I'm launching that as well. I'm hoping to launch that in a month. Cross your fingers that I can get all this work done. Again, self-discipline is a little bit of an issue right now. So if you have any tips, let me know. And yeah, let's ask some questions now. First and foremost, I really like to know who you guys are. It's always great to put a name to people. And just know where you're at, because it's kind of hard for me to visualize you guys all around the world. If you guys were seeing that I did a live chat with some of you guys, it was so cool to like actually talk face to face with, I think it was Peter and Pascaline and a couple others. And we just like had this like chat that was like, it was just so good to actually connect. Because for me, this is all about connecting with you guys. This is the whole reason I do it. So yeah, I'm going to go through the comments now, and I'm going to look at some of the stuff and respond to you guys, but feel free to post a question and post your names if you are using a username, because I would love to have an actual name to say something. And let me know if you have any questions about the stuff I just talked about or anything else. I would love to answer. So Roger says, I love the adventure and we have parallel issues with my wife versus you and Connor. Yeah, I feel that. Lots of people on this channel that have come because of what we went through. It's in one way, it's like heartbreaking, but another way, it's like really nice to not feel alone. So, hearts. Tatter Jan, I don't know your name, unfortunately, has IBS attacks as well. Man, IBS attacks are the worst. IBS attacks are like, I don't know if you guys know much about IBS, but basically, like, your intestines just start attacking you, and just it hurts and it's painful and messy. It's just, it's kind of gross. So I'm looking forward to not feeling like this anymore. I'm at the end of the attack, so that's good. And they last several days. My last one lasted months, which really sucks. How long will this live be? Because you have to go soon. There you go. You can go soon. To New Zealand, Christchurch. That's awesome. It's always good when I meet my fellow Kiwis. I was actually walking down the pier. Where was I? I was at Half Moon Bay or something like that. And someone just looked over and they're like, hey, Daniella, I watch your channel. And I was like, oh, it's so heartwarming. It's so cool. And New Zealand's just a small community. So it's like easy to, I don't know, see people and then see them again and see them again. So that's cool. Roger's in Vancouver. Hey, Roderick, I think you are out the way of Taryn from Wayward Life that I mentioned. They're out that way. They live in an island somewhere. So, we have a family batch in Picton. That's awesome. Anybody have any questions for me? Any questions? Is anyone else out there trying to make a channel? Or I guess I'm curious, like, is anyone out there trying to do something similar? I know that I have a follower, Jonathan, that's doing like a blog, and he's doing writing, but has found that a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about is very similar. Yay, Roger subscribed to Wayward Life. They're cool. They're really cool. Like similar vibes. Like when I was talking to Taryn, like she's just very like similar, like healthy perspective on life. Cause sometimes I've talked to people and like, like it just doesn't, something's not quite there, like they don't view life in a way that that resonates with me. And she and I definitely got along really well. Like I ended the conversation, like actually like genuinely wanting to meet her and be her friend. So I recommend them. I don't actually have watched many of their videos, so I can't speak to that, but as people, super cool people. So yeah. All right, Bed Wars Pros. You still haven't told me your name. You got to tell me your name. Asked, what is the longest sail that I've been on? I think the longest sail would be from Auckland to Denero Marina in Fiji. That was 1,200 nautical miles. Took about 8-9 days, something like that. And I actually got an offer to go from Tahiti to Fiji, which was really cool. But I think I'm going to have to say no because I need to focus and get some, like I said, I gotta keep watching my savings. And while I could go, I wouldn't be getting work done. So I need to focus just like the rest of the world. You got to pay the dues. Any other questions? I really want to cross an ocean, like a big ocean. That's kind of one of my big goals. Side note, have you guys, I don't know if you would watch other channels, but have you seen that Delos and Parlay Revival are headed this way? Two of my favorite channels, because Parlay Revival is Kiwi, Colin. He's from Great Barrier Island, actually. And of course, Delos, like they met in New Zealand. So I'm guessing both of them are going to be headed this way. And I'm so freaking stoked. So yeah. Okay, so TT asked, how do you find offshore crew trips? Part of it is because I'm a woman, and it's a lot easier for a woman to find an offshore trip than it is for a man, from what I've understood. The captains I've talked to have said this, as well as other male crew. So if you're female, it's in your favor. Start tracking your miles and your hours. That helps a lot because then you can like prove things. And I also like offer references and make sure every boat that I leave on good terms, even if they were a jackass. Sorry for that. And then I just start developing relationships with people who have boats, and then just like put feelers out there. When I looked for my first offshore trip, because I didn't have any offshore experience, that one was probably the hardest. And at this point, I just get offers all the time. But that first trip, I had to post constantly, and I was like monitoring various local groups to see if anyone was looking for experience. And I reached out to yacht delivery companies, and I was just like, here's my resume. But what I did, because I'm a job coach professionally, and so I had like an idea about how to like market myself, if that makes sense, and really just like approach it from a super professional point of view. Make everything look tidy, like use proper grammar, post photos that like where you're not drinking, like be like very tidy and professional about it. And I think that helped a lot to make sure that like I was a competitive candidate. And be friendly, treat it like a real interview. I would say if you get to the point where you're actually being interviewed for a position, ask as many questions as you get asked, because captains want to know that you have enough experience to be picky about the captain that you're going to go with, because that shows that you know what is involved in an offshore passage, if that makes sense. So if you don't know what's involved in an offshore passage, nobody wants to take you, because it's too big of a risk. Like there was this couple that posted on the NZ Sailing Group recently, and they're like, we have never done overnight, and we're looking to go offshore. And like my first response to them was like, don't tell them you haven't done overnight, and also go get yourself experience as an overnight, because like you don't understand the endurance that it takes. Like the endurance is the hardest part about it. Sailing's easy. sailing's the easiest part of sailing, whether it's coastal or whether you're going offshore. Like it's the endurance factor, or like being resourceful and being able to fix things quickly and on the fly, being able to make decisions and like trusting your instincts rather than, like having to wake the captain constantly. Like when I was a Captain Peter, I try not to wake him unless I really need to. But yeah, then you also need to have trust that you know when to wake them as well, because they don't want like the mainsail's blown out and we need to reef and you're not waking them because you want to take responsibility. So get the experience, get yourself an overnight. I would say it was like the first big step. So hopefully that's helpful a little bit. Okay. Bedwar says, I'm sailing to Sailing Zenda. I'll have to look them up. Interesting. I've never heard of them before. Sesame Street classical music scenes. Okay, this is a great name. Let's just start with that. I like your username. Says, I follow you on my music and news channel, and why are you leaving YouTube? So that is the well, firstly, let me just acknowledge that I'm really sorry about your friend. That's horrible, and just sending you lots of love. And actually, I should have done this at the beginning. I'm so sorry. One of my followers who is the most dedicated, Jackie, has actually went into surgery on Thursday, and I haven't heard from her since. So Jackie, whenever you get a chance, I'm thinking of you, hon. I hope you went well. I hope you came out the other end and everything heals properly. I'm sending you so much love and thoughts, and hopefully you guys, my audience, are doing the same exact thing, because she has been one of my most loyal followers, has commented on every single video. She's been super supportive, and I'm just so appreciative. So I will do my best to send you all of my love, all of my recovery vibes. Girl, you got this. You are strong as hell. I'm leaving YouTube for a little while, not forever. That's my response to your question. You can go back to the beginning of this video and watch the full explanation, but just for 4 weeks, and I will be back just to get some stuff done. So Tim Stone, that's who I'm talking to. Anything else? Do you watch Sailing GP? I didn't watch much of that one, to be honest. I do watch some of the sailing races. I did watch the Golden Globe race. Holy crap. Did you guys watch the Golden Globe race? Anyone see the chick, Kristen? She just won. She broke the record for single-handing around the world, the first female to ever do it, and it was awesome. She powered through. She even saved the life of one of her competitors. Stopped racing just to save him, and then won the race. I was like, girl, like hell yeah! It was so awesome to watch it. And like, I try not to get too stuck into gender stuff, because I just think it's really important to talk about people, not gender. Same thing for race. I think that it's not always helpful to nail it down, but it is really good as a woman to see another woman like setting records. And she was the only woman entrant. Like it makes my heart so warm. It's just so good to see like someone that I can look up to, and it's as simple as that. Someone who I can say, hey, you know what? Another woman did this. I can do this too. So I was really, really excited when she did that. So don't just prepare the boat. You must prepare the sailors. I like that. That's true. That's very true. Any other questions, you guys? I'm super curious to hear if any of you guys are going on the same journey that I'm going on in terms of like personally or with trying to create your own business. That's probably where my interest lies the most, but I'm happy to answer anything else. Hi, Trish. Hi, John. Pamela, gotcha. Okay. Sending you love, Pamela. Sending you lots of love. Death is a hard thing, always. It'll be good to go home and see my granddad. He's turning 93 this year, and every year I go home, I just think to myself, like, how many more years do I have left with you? But he seems good. He's still got like all the mental stuff. He can't walk very well. I can't move a lot, but mentally he's fully present. So it's always good to just sit down. And last time I went home, I interviewed him for like 4 hours, just asking him to repeat all the stories that I've heard a million times and just telling about his life. And he had all of these like World War II ration cards he was showing me that I'd never seen before. The only reason he showed me is because I was interviewing him. And the funniest thing about the whole interviews is that he was just, can I call my granddad a camera whore? He was a camera whore. He loved being on camera. It was awesome. I was like, oh my gosh, this is where I get it from, my grandfather. It was just really, really cool to just get, something that I can look for forever. Oh, I see. I think it's Angela online. Angela is one of my childhood friends that I've known my whole entire life, and she also had a surgery. So just sending you so much love too. I love when you guys share these things with me, and I can get everyone power sent your way so that we can all harness those vibes. Can't wait to see more adventures around the North and South Islands. Yeah, I'm actually have so many plans of things I want to do. So yeah. So John, my grandfather's best friend, he was commenting, John Smith, he said, just went and checked out a new fishing spot today, and your grandpa and I, and then he was going to the Hellhole Swamp Festival. I love that you guys are going fishing still. No, I feel like I'm talking to you guys. This is cool. This is really cool. Like I said, sometimes it can feel so one-sided. So it's been really cool to just sit here and just chat. Thank you guys. I really appreciate you giving me your time. So will the other cruising channel interviews you've done be released through this YouTube? No, it will be an entirely new channel in itself, but they will be linked so you can easily find each channel through each other. So it'll be, if you go to the homepage of my channel, which I will, well, I'll announce all of this later, but you'll, at the bottom, it's got like other channels that I have made, and you can go click on the content there. I haven't linked it yet because I haven't published it yet, but whenever it is done, then you'll be able to find my channel quite easily. And I'll also post it on my social media so you can find it easily. So yeah, the interviews are cool though. It's like a whole different side to people. Like when you're on YouTube and you're like presenting a story, you often just don't show the other side to yourself. And it's really cool to do these interviews and yeah, I get to know people a little more. So all right. I'm going to go because the outdoors are calling me, and I have been wanting to get out and hike all week. And this is my first day that we have good weather, and it intends to rain the rest of the week. So I'm going to go take full advantage of that and move my body because I have so much freaking energy right now. Thank you guys for your time. It was so much fun. This is probably one of my funnest. And it's really funny because I never stop being nervous about these. I don't know why. I don't mind filming myself when it's just me, but sometimes talking to you guys, I'm like, well, I'm going to say something stupid, or I'm going to say something and they're not going to know my heart and they're going to misinterpret me, because that does happen sometimes. But I feel good about this one, and I appreciate you guys. Bye. Thanks, Kara.